Danny here with Maskman Fishing. Doing a little bit more maintenance on the boat. So this time, my seals for my hydraulic steering are going bad, which is this right here. So it's got these little seals in here. The shaft runs on them, and it's not that uncommon for them to go bad. This is a SeaStar hydraulic steering. So what we're going to do is we're going to change these out. There's a couple O-rings in here too. We'll swap those out, and then we'll bleed the system, and I'll show you how to do it. This will be another Maskman maintenance moment. Stay tuned. Alright, so this is what I got to replace this. I got a SeaStar hydraulic steering fluid, and this is the kit that I bought. I didn't buy the SeaStar kit. I'm going to try these. They look identical, so I'm going to try these out. It comes with a puller. There's the puller, which that puller helps you pull this off. This breaks apart. This fits in here and breaks that apart like so. This covers the threads when you put these new pieces on, so you don't mess up the O-rings. And then here's some replacement O-rings for these little valve connectors. Those actually open when you turn them a quarter turn or half turn. So then this is, I've got my bleeder line from doing this before, and this is what you hook on to your bottle at the helm. And the one last thing that I do, this is a mess, so I actually use these puppy pads, and I'll put the puppy pads down in here just to kind of catch some of that oil. Makes it a little bit cleaner. All right, let's get started. Okay, first things first, we're gonna break this loose right here while the rest of this is tight. Makes it a little easier to work on. And this is gonna go in like very short turns, because you don't want to damage this shaft at all, because this is what will mess up those seals. So I got my puppy pads here, kind of catch a little bit of that oil. I've got some oil rags too. I can't really fit anything in there, so it's gonna be a mess. All right, now we're gonna take this bolt off the end of the shaft here. These are locking nuts, and you want to take them both off. So you want to break them both loose pretty much at the same time. It's a whole lot easier if you got two people, but I got a trick. What I do, hold that base real good and give it a good little whack. There we go. And we're good. Now these are loose. We'll take this off, and then we'll remove the support bracket where we can get to our seals. Alright, now we're going to take off this support bracket right here. This is a 3/4 inch, I believe. Yes, 3/4 inch. Right there. We'll take that loose and see if we need a puller. I don't know. Some of them will come off. Last time I did this, I put some a type of grease on there, hoping that this would not. There's a washer in there too. Hoping this would not be a problem, but who knows if that works or not. Alright, this is the puller that comes with the kit. I'll send a link to the kit. This one I got on Amazon, actually. What this does, it goes around this bracket. We're going to call that the support bracket. screws tight onto that nut, and it just pushes it out. You can see how this thing hooks to the back of the support bracket here, and then this little piece hits up against the bolt. An 11/16. I may just mess that up. 11/16, and off we go. You can see how easy that thing pulls right off. And it just pulls right out. Makes it super easy. Someone much smarter than me invented these tools. These things work so well. There you go. All that is the support bracket. So now we've got this piece loose, we can go ahead and change our seal. All right, this is gonna make a little bit of a mess. There's a good bit of oil in there, obviously. And this is where these oil rags come in handy. Alright, we'll finish pulling this off. And this is the old one. We'll check it out. It's got some junk in it, which is probably what the issue was. And I try to keep it clean, but you know, I use this boat. Alright, here is the replacement seal. Brand new, nice and pretty. And what you want to do is you want to take a little bit of the hydraulic oil, and you can use what dripped out, and just rub the inside of the seal, so whenever you slide it back on, it doesn't, you don't chip it up or cut it. And this little cap is going to go right over the end here, and that is to protect this. So as you slide it over, you don't damage that on any of the threads. Now let's throw some oil on it. Put some oil on the parts. Alright, got a little bit of oil on it. And then just very carefully slide this over, not to damage the rings inside of it. Now we're going to use our wrench and tighten it down. Just kind of snug it and take that off. It's not going to be easy. I have to do it with the wrench. then what you want to do, we're gonna go ahead and snug this one down. If I can get it in there. There we go. Alright, we've got the seal all replaced here. Everything looks nice and clean. I'll wipe everything down before I reassemble it. But what you got to do here now, since you pulled this side, you don't have to pull the other side. So I'll show you what we do. All we do is go to the other side, unhook it. I'll show you. Alright, this is very simple. I've already broken this one loose, so I'll show you what we do here. Just take that screw off. This pops right off because this goes through to the other side. So, very simple. Now we'll change this seal out just like we did on the other one. And we'll be able to add fluid here in a little bit. Okay, and you do have to have another wrench. So this thing's sitting on it. You do have to have another wrench on the other side. So I think I will put this one on the other side, see if it'll work. See what happens. It might just fall right off. So far so good. Alright, there we go. And then the same for this one. And again, this is 5/8. Alright, so now we're going to take these little bleeder valves and we're going to change the O-rings in them. See, we got a little O-ring on the bottom. I don't really think they're going to go bad, but it came with rings, so we're going to go ahead and change them out. So I like to take a pick, use the pick, take those rings off. And this packet came with rings, and you can see pretty easy which one it is. So it comes with different sizes. I guess some of these must be different. I've only ever used these one type of bleeder valve, so I don't know if there is another one. Well, I'm sure there's another one. But it comes with 2 of each. This is the one I took off. This is the new one. Slap the new one on. Just be careful not to damage it. We're going to screw that back in. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing with the other one, and then we're going to bleed this system out. So the last thing that we're going to do here is purge this system. We're going to put all that oil back in there. And we're using that, again, that SeaStar hydraulic steering fluid. And for this one, you need one of these, which comes in most kits. It didn't come in this kit. I didn't order it because I had one, but the same company makes the same kit. So all you need for this is a 1/2-inch wrench, which breaks these 2 things loose here. So we're going to hook these up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to break these little valves free. Actually, you know, these thinner ones. We're going to break these little valves free. And you want to do a half turn to a 3/4 turn. You can do up to a full turn, really. These don't have anything in them right now, so. Okay, make sure those are on good. Now what that's gonna do, that's gonna let you see that air come through. The bubbles and the oil. That way you know what you got in there. Alright. Here, I got some fish scales on here. So, at the helm, we've got your input, I guess you call it. That just unscrews. And that's where you're gonna put the oil. So let's leave that off for now. And you're gonna use this little piece right here. This goes into the helm, this piece goes onto the oil, and then we're just gonna flip it upside down. We'll tie it off somehow, and then you start cranking on the steering wheel. I'll show you. Alright, so I got this thing hanging. You can poke a hole in the bottom of the oil can, but this will work the same because you're just transferring the oil. What you wind up doing is you go about 30 times one way and 30 times the other way. Slow and steady. And you can see those bubbles coming up. And you can watch the bubbles come through as you turn it. You see where you're at. And obviously you want to get to where there's no more bubbles. Or at least not very many. We got a long way to go. If you thought you've turned the steering wheel a bunch before, wait till you try to do this. It takes a while, but save you a ton of money and it's not hard to do. Alright, so I got all the bubbles out of it. I'll turn these off here. Shut these back off, unhook the cables, well the tube I should say, we'll unhook the tubing and seal the front back up and we'll be all set. Alright, looks like we got it done. Everything here is working right. Everything here is working right. Got no leaks. I do have oil all over the place where I spilled it, but I'll take care of that. I got some Dawn dish soap, so I'll use that just to scrub her down a little bit, get that oil off of it. But that's it. Thank you for watching. This has been another Masked Man maintenance moment. We'll see you on the next one. Masked Man out.